everyone. We're going to find the secant line and write the equation of the secant line. And we're also going to graph the secant line and f of x here. This is number 3 we're doing. From -1 to 2. So I'm going to graph this equation and then graph the secant line as well. So the first thing we need to do is find the average rate of change, which is basically this slope here. So you're doing the average rate of change of this curve right there. So we need to go from -1 to 2. So let's find what f of -1 is. So that's going to be -1 squared minus 2 times -1 minus 3. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be plus 2 minus 3. So that's going to equal 0. Now let's plug in 2. So we get f of 2, you get 2 squared minus 4 minus 3. So those cancel out, 4 minus 4, and you get -3. Now all we do have to do is find the slope, since we have our point 1 and our point 2 right here. And we'll just do -3 minus 0 divided by 2 minus a -1. So that gives you -3 divided by 3. So our slope is -1. Now write the equation of the secant line. We're just going to write y equals mx plus b. So write your slope in. And plug in one of these points. I'll just plug in this one. So 0 equals negative times -1 plus b. So 0 equals 1 plus b. So clearly b is -1. So our equation is y equals -x minus 1. That's your equation of your secant line, which we're going to be graphing. So we're going to graph this and this. And I need to remember these 2 points. So -1, 0 to -3. Let me write that down to -1, 0 and 2, -3. Now, looking at our original equation here, we have a y-intercept at -3. So let's graph that. And let's also see our x-intercepts by factoring this. So we get x is 3 and -1. So I go 3 when y is 0. So we got 3 and -1. We already know that we already have a -1, 0 there. And we also have this point, 2, -3. So let's do that. 2, -3, which is kind of weird. All right, so if we graph this, this is the midpoint. So it's going to be something like this. I'm not going to care about the vertex too much because it's mainly about the secant line. And that would just be too much. And so what we're trying to do is find the equation of the secant line from here to here. So the average rate of change of this curve. So you're looking for the average rate of change of that curve. And all you do is just connect those two. And we already discovered that that was -1. Now to get the equation of the secant line, let's just extend this line here a little bit. And that's what gave us our y equals -x, which is the slope here, minus 1. There's your y-intercept. All right? And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.